Explain to us how to make
moonshine.
Moonshine whiskey.
Yeah. And it's going to be very exciting. And then we're going to go to the rest of town.
And that's like corn or something? Is that what it's called? Do you use that for something else, or if you went there and bought it, they know what it's
Okay, we're going.
Okay, get in my lap, hurry.
So how you gonna get your barrel?
Your mash.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Right now.
Look here, 35 gallons of water over here in this little mash barrel. You put 60 pounds of sugar. You put nearly a beer can full of yeast. Stir it up good. Lukewarm water. Then put 5 gallons of brand. All right. Working off good 3 to 4 days. And then you take it, drain this all up. Right here, this mash. Put it in your pot. Go to firing it. Go to firing your pot. Take your dough, make it up, roll it out, dough your dough, dough your lead pipe. Right on up here, and dough your stopper. On your boil too.
And that's just like biscuit dough, right?
Biscuit dough. Made good. You got a barrel of water here. Steam come through here. Control your fire as your steam hits your worm. That goes condenser when it hits the water in your worm. And your whiskey runs right out here into the catch bucket.
Okay, point that out, that catch bucket, just so that's where the whiskey comes out, right down there.
You'll use 2 catch buckets. When that fills up, you got another and put on it. 1 gallon bucket. You take your liquor, when you fill your bucket, you got a strainer hat over your can.
Well, tell them what kind of hat that is.
That's a pale white hat.
And you boil it first?
Boil real well and dry it out and hang it out and let it dry.
It's like boil it in clear water. A white felt hat.
White felt hat.
Put it over this and then just pour that into that. Let it drip.
Take a stick, cut your hole in the hat, you put down in there, 2 sticks, you hold that. And that can, let the hat fall in.
And tell us again what you do down there about that hole leaking, your water out.
You put a piece of inner tube around there, pull it out, put the inner tube on, pull it back down, pull the inner tube from the outside, pull it up over your pipe, and it'll seal that.
Now explain what this stuff
When you go to set your second barrel of mash back, come right over here, and you got a 3/4 plug, or you can cut a stick. That's what that's doing.
Oh, yeah?
You screws it, and you thread, you just turn it on. Turn your faucet on. Your old mag. You take 2 to 3 buckets. It kind of depends on the weather if it's outside. You take 2 to 3 buckets of old mash and put back into your barrel here. And then you cool it down to lukewarm. Sometimes it depends on the weather if it's sitting outside. Sometimes it'll take 3 buckets of old mash to do 4 buckets to lukewarm. So you go 35 gallons.
So you can start you a new barrel.
That old mash that come back out of here is what makes beating with you. Makes it beat the first.
Huh.
Clear water. Now you first set.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like a sourdough starter.
You put your
Take 3 buckets of this, pour you 35 gallons of water.
take 4 buckets
4 buckets.
of clear water.
Hmm.
Maybe if it's sitting outside, you can take 2 buckets and 5 buckets. 2 buckets and 5 buckets of clear water. Anyway, but you start first with hot mash. Well, this is hot here. So
Right.
you threw a run in the first batch. You're going back to set up.
Oh.
So that's it, or you want more?
Okay, Becky, go over and talk about the thumper and the puke and stuff in the thumper.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that. I'm trying to tell Lisa what she said the other day about that.
If it fires real hard, if you fire it fast and try to bring it, your steam through here in a hurry, if you don't watch, you'll throw this mash. It's a rolling, see.
Mm-hmm.
You'll throw your mash up in here, and it comes down here into your thumper and puke. And then, that's the reason this bunghole is here. You got to go in too.
Uh-huh.
It's cooked in. It's steam comes in the thumper. Well, if you hear it
You can hear it do
going
that?
over into your thumper, yeah, you can hear it. If you fart too long. But I know they're not pushing in there. But you jerk this bung out and get your far back. If you've got butane burner, cut it out. Or real low. Real low. You jerk that bung out.
Get your fire back down.
It let that old mash out, and it throw those in.
Uh-huh.
And then you can go back and redough again. Your bung hole. That's what we call it. And then you can go to fire. And you let that your steam go coming on back.
So now after you make a batch, you got it all out. There's still mash in here then? How much is still in there?
You'll have 35 gallons of mash.
Because all you're doing is the steam.
You take that mash and bury it or put it in a hole and cover it because it needs a lot of space.
Now this, your mash that you pour into here, you strain the bran out of it, right? You strain the bran out of this?
You just catch this right out of here. Because you done strained it.
Right.
No,
That's what I mean though. From here to there, you strain this.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You might dip 2 buckets off when you make your first run. See?
Right.
You might strain 2 buckets. I mean, dip 2 buckets. Put in it. But then you're going to get the bran down there that's settled out.
Right.
You drain all the bottom chores.
Or the toast sack.
A tow sack over a 5-gallon bucket. That's all you need.
All right.
It takes a lot of strength to bend the big one. I got the small one in there.
Yeah.
That you bend real
But
easy.
did y'all bend this by hand or?
I coiled that around a cream towel.
Oh yeah.
Straight piece of copper.
Yeah.
3/4 inch. And I put it around a can and coiled it. But it's not just real true. If I was using the coil, then I would set it where this would come up here, along here. And just watch it, and you push it down, pull it up, and get it. Boy, that it's got a very small drop to it, see.
Mm-hmm.
Say, right here, that's about the right drop. Every one of them got to have the same drop to make it run true over here in the bucket, see.
Uh-huh.
We're going to be playing up there in 15 minutes. Go to bed.
Okay, it's going.
Well, looks like my bucket's full. I've got to pour it up now. Pour it in the hat. Through the hat. Through the hat. Put my bucket back on the worm. Ready to get another gallon.
Okay, how old are you right now, Kenneth?
63.
When did you first learn, when did you first start making moonshine?
Well, I started going to sales around 7 years old with my daddy.
And he was making moonshine back then?
Sure, he was making it before then.
But you was 7. When did you start making your own or make a batch by yourself? How old was you?
I was about 14, about 1940, about 1944. I made my first run.
You got any stories about the federal revenue people coming in on you? How y'all had to hide from them back then?
Oh yeah, we went off. Still over 9 of us one time. Only caught one man. They didn't do nothing with him because they know who it still belonged to.
Did they really go and chop them steels up?
Oh yeah, they chopped them up. My daddy went to penitentiary in 1949. Went 6 months, stayed 5. We went out to Latinas, El Paso. Out there by El Paso. Rough old days, I'm heavy. We sold a jar of whiskey back in them days for around $1 a jar, $2 a gallon. Or I've seen him sell when we didn't have no groceries in the house. I've seen him sell it for $1.50 a gallon. Bit for 75 cents a gallon.
Ah, to buy groceries, huh?
Buy groceries. We was hungry. We had. I told a lot of people about them days. We had fun.
Now, how did you know back then, how did you know when the revenue people were coming? Did you get a warning that they would be coming?
Well, we'd see the sheriff's track around. He'd get out and find them. And he wouldn't say a word. He'd go back and call the federal down in Waco. And we'd find his track. We always know whose track it was.
They'd just go out snooping around, hunting them.
Locate them, sure.
Where'd you keep it at?
Where
do you keep it at?
Where did we have the
Yeah.
film? We had them in the woods along the creek, generally, where it was a lot of good water. sometimes we had to haul water. We've hauled it in a wagon and these 10-gallon cans at any time.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, they've got to have water and stuff
Did you have any certain time of day they usually made it, or was it, you know, any time you wanted to go make it? Did you make it early in the morning, late?
Time it was ready to cook, that's when we cooked.
Didn't matter what time of year or nothing?
Night or day, we cooked, we made it run. So it was ready to
When
cook.
did you know it was, how do you know it's ready? The mash.
Your grandma said black, and you taste your mash. And when a barrel of mash looks like rainwater, that's time to cook it.
It looks like rainwater.
I mean, it don't have to look like rainwater, but I've seen a many one of them that did. And it has really worked out good.
Well, what is that?
But
I've always...
anytime I pull the cover back on a barrel of mash, I can brush it back a little bit and look at that, and I can tell good mash without even tasting.
Huh. What do you keep it covered with?
We wrapped it with covered with. Generally, we buried our barrels. Back in the old days, we tried to get along a creek where there's kind of a ledge or something. And we'd dig down a little and bury them barrels up about there.
Oh.
Then we'd take that tarp and cover them, see.
Yeah.
And many a time that we would take say 3 barrels, you got a space in here, see? You put 3 barrels up there and you got space in here. Put real cold weather, snowy, icy weather, we put a lantern in, or maybe 2 kerosene lanterns in there. And boy, you just, there'd be snow all over that tarp, and you just pull it back, and boy, it's as warm as you could be in it.
Oh.
In the wintertime, you've got to keep your...
So it won't freeze.
You got to keep your barrels good and warm.
Oh.
If you don't keep them warm, you won't make good mash.
Huh, I didn't even think of that
They
either.
won't work right. There's a whole lot in that. And time of year, it's different times of year now. Right now, this kind of weather, you can make it right outside under a shade tree. I mean, it'd work out right now. The weather's not coming. But you take the wintertime, you've got to nearly bury your barrels if you're out in the woods. And,
What about real hot summertime? Does the heat affect the
Spring.
mash?
in the spring is time that the mash really works perfect. Yeah. In the spring.
Well, I've always heard of bad whiskey. You know, what makes it, you know, bad or no good? Or
Well, you can have bad mash. You can cook bad mash and make it. Like I was telling you a while ago, you can scorch it. I told you yesterday or something. You push that bran up there and don't keep your pot good and clean. You'll scorch you'll burn your bran in that pot, see? And it'll make scorched whiskey.
Well, if people back then did that, I bet nobody would be buying their whiskey after that.
Well,
Would they? Or
yeah.
not?
I've seen many of them bags that sold for scorched. It's good, strong liquor. And pretty liquor.
Oh, so scorching it doesn't really ruin it?
No, it won't run it. But you just get that scorched taste. And in all of my days, I was lucky. I never scorched a batch of liquor. Many gallons of liquor I took back in the day. Never scorched a bit. There's some of them put on a batch of mash and scorched it every goddamn time. But they didn't keep that pot clean, see? You take and cook three runs and cook all 3 runs in that pot of mash. It'd be like eating plate. They be just as clean. You can just throw a 5-gallon can of water in that dome up, hole up there, rinse it out, and it is bright.
Of all the people that's left in Somervell County right now living here, would you say you're one of the oldest moonshiners still alive?
No, it'd be 2 or 3 around. That's left, a little bit older than I am. But I'm right there close to them in the age. It'd be but I don't know, they still got it all in their head like I have. Mine just
Back in the olden days, did y'all call yourselves moonshiners or whiskey makers?
Whiskey makers.
Did you feel insulted, or did you feel bad when somebody called you a moonshiner? Did it make you mad?
If it wasn't called in front of a stranger, you didn't like it if it was a stranger and somebody said, "There's old moonshiner."
Right.
Whiskey maker. So we didn't want to talk to it.
Did you sell whiskey to just somebody you know, or did you sell whiskey sometimes to strangers?
Well, back there in the old days, we could tell. You could pretty well tell an old timer if it was all right. But it's some of them that sure had to watch.
Did Granny Hopson ever make any moonshine?
Danny carried more buckets of water than any old woman ever carried their garden. And carried a mini bucket of mash from the mash barrel to the pot. But she didn't like to talk about it. Me and hers carried a can of this and set it over a fence and make it on Grandpa's place. And he didn't know nothing about it. Sitting on the porch one day and I said, "Grandpa, I'm broke. I wish I had some money." He said, "Well, if you had a little bit of liquor," said you. "Had a little liquor, you get some money." Not a making then. And Mama said, "Don't tell Pa. Don't never let Pa know, 'cause he'll raise the devil."
Was that your mama's daddy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Gosh.
We's all a drinking and sitting in the house. Of course, all I wanted to talk about was whiskey or riding bulls. And he said, "There goes the sheriff now. We ain't got no mash." And he said, "Boys, I'm going to tell y'all how to do that riding." He said, "Just hold your seat." I said, "Well, Grandpa, I've been trying to do that." He said, "Well, that's the only way you got to do it." He was one heck of a bum. Back before my days, Mama said he was still riding.
Now, where did he live? Where did they live? Where'd y'all live? Or where was his place at?
He lived right up here. If you go up that lane there by Kenneth Hopson,
Yeah? Yeah?
Granddad's old place right on up there at the end of the road.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Right there's where Mama was raised.
Oh, my. Did you know that, Robert?
I didn't hear it.
Where your granny was raised, up there by Kenneth Campbell's at the end of the road up there, that
Right
lane.
up there, that
Did you
house.
know that? I didn't know
They
that.
redone that. And see, they
Yeah, just
put
tell me
another
where that
house
is.
in there and they moved the old house down there and made a barn out of it.
Oh.
One time he was shot. Way back there. And they thought he had money. They come in there. They never did find out who them fellers was. My uncle was there, my brother, Houston, was laying back on the bed. They come in there. The old man, what time is it? And he said, I don't know, the clock's sitting over there. I said, strike a match. He struck the match and they shot him up to him.
Oh my gosh.
And so when they kind of skylighted Houston through there, and boy, he come out with 38 and started shooting. And he said when he got up on the porch, that whole thing was lit up around there with fire.
Oh my gosh.
They shooting at him and he's shooting at them.
Yeah.
And I can still show you the bullet holes in that house.
Really?
In that other house.
Gosh.
You can see where they get here at the front door and run right on. Get out, kind of up above the kitchen door.
Who was it that was
all
shooting
inside
at
of
him?
the wall. They never did find out who they was. They was in here and they figured that the same bunch that robbed old man George Lewis up there. Old man George, I think, had a little money. And they thought that it was something. Now, they turn up y'all's house on 67 up there. What is that?
2011?
2011. That old windmill up there?
Uh-huh.
That's old George Lewis house.
Oh.
Old man George had long whiskers. Long whiskers and handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
And he'd sit out on the porch. I remember that.
Gosh.
They robbed him. Kind of beat him up. They didn't shoot him. My granddad was just a short while after that.
Yeah. Well, when you and Granny Effie was doing making that whiskey up there on his place, what did y'all live up there with him? Did y'all all live there or something?
No. Our old home place was north.
Oh.
North of his. The year I got shot, 1956. I said, well, I ain't got no money. I can't cut no code. Had this arm in the sling. Doesn't even move. Mama said, well, it's some good water down at the old house play, and I had a 49 Chevrolet car, and I said, I'd take the seat out of that and put the cream can with hot water and put it over on the west coast place. She said, well, we sure don't let Paul know nothing about it, don't we? She'll get mad. And he was coming back and come up there down. So we get the hot water over there. Got them barrels in there. The whole rig, we got it set up. She helped me carry the water. I had this arm up here and I used this right hand.
Yeah.
On one side. She'd say, now take it easy, cause you won't hurt me. I'm jerking it down, break a leg. We had to sit over a fence, so we
Yeah.
had time to get the whole fence. Leave one hand,
Yeah.
get down in the water.
You said you was shot for the film. Who shot you?
Miss Farmer one shot me. My second mother-in-law. Me and my wife was having trouble. I was over bootlegging joint. My daddy and Ridge Joe come over and told me they was gonna kill me. I said, well, we'll see about that. Boy, I got that Chevrolet and I run that red light thing. I just come on through the tires, spoil it. I went on that thing.
I'm afraid.
Mama was sitting on the porch with them all. I stopped out there at the road. She's trying to talk me out of killing me. I loaded double off buckshot, 12-inch shot. I just jumped out and started running. Mama, she'd come off that porch, and I was going around the kitchen door, see. And she was grabbing at me. And I was running with that gun like that. Well, the old woman shot me, got up and went through the house and got her shotgun. And she had one shell, number 6 shot. And Mama, she jerked me back, but she wasn't doing much good. But Bluey, she takes me through that door. That screen door, we call it like door thing. And if Mama hadn't been there to kill them all, then they'd been shot down. So they had to hammer back, and they had to come around the house to the car, and I'd got up on my knees and up. Mother-in-law shot.
Yeah.
Well, Pat, she had 2 girls. They'd sit down right out in front of me and listen to them. They'd just tell us the moment.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I like that. I can do that too. I like hearing them old stories. Shoot, I should have tried to call Stephen.
By God.
Oh gosh, they have them one tomorrow, wouldn't they?
They'll fight you still.
And still?
Yeah, them Olsen boys over here. They got my daddy down the brush pile. One of them did. Had a rock. And I beat him to death. Busted his skull 5 places.
Your dad? At the still?
And still.
Was it his still or was it their still?
Yeah. It belongs to my daddy and Carlisle and Denny.
What were they doing? They was trying to steal whiskey?
No, one of them just over there and they got to arguing about it or something, and he just jumped over on him and got him down the brush pile.
Golly.
Used that rock in his head.
Dang.
And Miss Marie's the only one that could do anything with him that night. Finally got him doctor the next day about 2 o'clock. That's an awful looking head I ever seen on him. He liked to feed him to death.
Lord.
I said, well, Jared, you look pretty rough. He went to old Doc Daniels down there and said, well, you look pretty rough, Jared. What happened this time? Oh, he said, that old horse run under another limb.
Oh my gosh.
He said, well, he done a good job, looks like. Long time after that. He'd come in at dinner and eat dinner and lay down in the floor. Mama and Billy wouldn't let him lay down on bed because Billy was pretty particular about her bed when she fixed them. She didn't want them messed up for night. So he'd get him a feller and lay down there in the floor and rest for a while. And he'd say, kid, come here. Look here. Said, there's something. And pieces of skull worked out of that.
Oh my God.
Head for a long time. 5 busted places right up here.
Golly. It's wonder it didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Did they drink and stuff at the still when they were making it?
Oh, yeah.
Did they?
I wasn't so bad about drinking around still after I got up. But I've been there with them, anyone that was. And rackets come up, God almighty. Go together, man, you'd have to watch them. Keep them knocking the fill off the block.
Could mess up a whole batch, huh?
Yeah.
They like to drink that stuff when it comes right out. Is it cool when it comes out?
Is it cool?
Mm-hmm.
A
Right.
good batch of mash when you're cooking it. It'll run in the first bucket. You drop a tester in it. It'll hit 160.
Oh.
Oh well. See, as that runs, as it cooks on down, it'll get weaker off. You low whiskey brings you high whiskey down. Straight down. And we take a cedar stick, a good dry cedar stick, scrape it off real good.
Today we're taking a picture of Lee Underwood's old home place. We're showing some things that's around his place that we've found. And this is his old house here. You can see the fireplace that he had. Something we like to point out in the film, back when Lee was here, he didn't have a well inside the house, so they come out here. They had an old hand pump well right there, you can see, where he pumped his water and then carried it back in the house. This here we're looking at the east side of his house. Now we're standing at the front door of Lee's house looking to the south. So here's what he's seen when he come out in the mornings. His house set up on a hill and he overlooked the valley. Down in the valley there's a creek that they call White Bluff that was named, I believe, from his son. He's got a son, Roy Underwood and Bruni Underwood. Roy's nickname was White Bluff because they lived up here on this creek. We're standing looking at the front side of his house. That's what it looks like here. Best that we can figure out from the old house and the way it's still got furniture and stuff in it, this here was probably Lee's bedroom or living room. There's a bed set up in there, fireplace in that room. So you can see that this house is pretty old. Well, we come on here, we're still at Lee Underwood's old place. This is an old log barn. You can see it's still got the logs. What you can notice here maybe is that a long time ago they didn't have nails and stuff to nail these barns together, so they took and notched their post and then set them down, and then they'd notch the next one. Keep notching until they got the barn put together. Each corner had their stuff notched. And here's a real old flatbedded pickup that we found out here, right out from Lee's house. More than likely it was probably his. See, that's a pretty old truck. You know, the side shot of the truck sitting out here. Top of the old barn there. Needs a couple more barns he had up here. Finally turning around here. Chicken house set off back out there. And you can see part of the house again.
What's that, Robert?
This here is what they, I believe, call a circular saw. Now the best way I know that they operated, they took and put a belt on this wheel right here, and probably went to a belt on the tractor, and then this thing would start turning with the tractor and spinning your saw blade. You take and lay a cedar post or something up here, measure out how far you wanted it across here, and you take, push it there, it's saw. Take, push it down a little bit more, saw. We saw wood like that, and I believe that was called a circular saw, but we'll get somebody else to specify exactly what it is.
Was that to cut your post off with or to cut wood?
They could cut post or they could cut wood, either way. That was before they had chainsaws.
Huh. That's pretty neat.
stop it. Okay, now we're at the back of Lee's old house, looking down through there. I'll give you a view on how big the live oak trees was. His house pretty well set right amongst some live oak trees. So what we're looking at is something we found out here in the field, the Lee's old house. Best that we can figure out, it's probably an old thrasher, probably horse pull. You can kind of see the blades and stuff on it, and the old wheel. It's laying on its side. It's a pretty neat piece of equipment. There's another piece of equipment we found down here that's pretty old. It's an old planter, an old drill. You can tell it's pretty old. It's got the old iron wheels on it. Okay, we'd like to show an old big oak tree. It's right in front of his house. You can tell it's pretty good size there. Comes out. This is October the 8th, 1993. Lee Underwood's old home place, where he lived as far as we know until he died. And I think Lee was up in his 90s when he passed away. We went out Lee Underwood's place a while ago. You remember Lee Underwood?
For sure. Yeah. Lord, yeah, he's dead now.
Wonder how old he was when he died.
I don't know. He's pretty old.
What was his wife's name? You remember?
Annie.
Annie Underwood?
Annie West.
Annie West.
She was West. She's this man's. Oh, it's in very tall.
Now, did they always live down there on that creek?
Yeah. They always lived on the creek.
What did he do? Did he ever make any moonshine down there?
Well, I don't think he did.
Oh, really?
Not as I know of.
Now, they only had 2 boys, didn't they?
Yeah.
Now, what was that?
What was they?
What was Lee's boys' names? Was one of them Bruni?
Well, they call him Bruce. But he had a name, my son. Book and name.
Roy?
Think of him right now.
Was Roy one of them?
Was Roy Underwood one of his boys?
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah.
And where was your place from Lee's place? Where was your own home place at?
Well, I don't know that you ever know that little house on the hill, I think.
Was that when you snake bit one time?
No.
You never did get bit
I
by?
got snake bit over at where me and Becci did.
Did you? What was you doing when you got snake bit?
We went to corn patch to get the chickens from corn. We were going to church, I think. See, I went to church. Yeah, that's sure did hurt.
Did it? Where'd you go to church at?
Crossroads.
Crossroads? I'll shut those doors so we can hear her better.
Robert, I'm going to tell you what you know. Didn't talk that Robert.
Well, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Huh?
I said it's been a while since we've been down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've been out there trying to find where you used to live.
Well, I guess you know. You know where Houston stayed a lot?
Up there at Kenneth Campbell's old place?
Hmm?
Up there on them live oak trees or post oak trees there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that old snake bit me. I walked. Lord mercy, I guess 2 miles. That's the thing, didn't it?
Who picked you up?
Well, John, Henry, Stacy, and his wife there at Crossroads. They went down to get a part for our car. Henry worked it, was working on it. And Henry and them was the one that carried me to town to the doctor.
Where'd you go doctor at?
Glen Rose.
I don't know. Who was
Doctor, what you call him?
Marks?
Mark.
He's one doctor.
I believe he was.
Did he say it was pretty bad snake bite?
Yeah. Lord have mercy. My leg just, oh, it swelled. It's awful. I couldn't walk.
How old was you when you got snake bit?
20 something.
How old are you now?
How old now? 97, I believe.
97.
Where was you born at?
Where was I born at? Where did you know where Uncle Bob West lived?
Is that up by Shaky Springs?
Well, pretty close to it.
That old house sitting up against the mountain?
Well, no. There's a house with a front porch on it. That is where I was born, I reckon.
I guess back then you was born at home, wasn't you?
Yeah, I guess so.
They didn't bring you didn't come to a hospital, did you?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Come to the hospital there in town.
Did you?
That night, that place was just lined because they wasn't used to that snake bite.
Oh, that was about the first snake bite they had?
That it, I guess.
God. Was it a rattlesnake?
I mean, I found it out.
Was it a rattlesnake?
Yeah, it was rattling for dear life. That's just it.
Oh my
I
gosh.
couldn't, like, not got away from it.
Oh.
They charmed me kind of.
What did it do, chase you?
Huh?
Did it follow you, come after you?
No. I stepped out in the patch with my corn and busted me a little old watermelon. That's what I done. And I was fixing to eat it. Next thing you looked down at an old rattlesnake.
Did it scare you?
Lord, yeah.
Oh.
I pulled my skirt off and tore it into strings. I had a good dress on. It's dress with them pleats, you know, it had to tear out a lot of strings. If I could have caught a chicken, I'd rub that on myself. It sure well have.
What's that?
Chicken?
A raw chicken.
A raw chicken.
Yeah, just catch him, you know.
Yeah. Huh.
Lord have mercy. Kenneth had 2 hounds that got out of the pen. You know them hounds know that there was something wrong with me. When I got to the house, they met me at the gate because he didn't know when it got out of the pen. And there they waited till I changed my clothes, you know, to go to the doctor. And when I started out, they started out there standing at the gate.
Oh. How far did you have to walk after you got bitten?
Oh, I guess 2 miles, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Don't you reckon that is 2 miles, Robert?
Probably was. So what you go by the house and change clothes before you went to the doctor?
Because I tore the dress I had on was a good dress. And it pleated, made the skirt was pleated. Had to tear it off the strings and I corded my leg 3 times. Once right there, and then one above the knee, and then another above the knee.
That's where you tied it off at?
3 times, huh?
Yeah, 3 times.
Gosh.
Yes, they did. They died.
My gosh, I'll tell you. I'm gonna see if I can turn these lights around. Oops.
They threw it. Joe and they finally got back.
Anything happened?
The guys there cultural.
Can you still name all of your kids? How many kids you got?
But I did have a partner, did.
Billy passed away. Name the rest of them? Can you still remember all their names?
Yeah, Marie, the oldest, Denny, boy. I had 2 boys,
What's the other boy's name?
Kenneth,
And then you got one more girl, right?
yeah, still. No, yeah, one more girl.
Who was the oldest one?
Marie,
And then who was next?
Denny,
And then who was after that?
Lily,
And then
one that died,
Kenneth?
and Kenneth.
And
then
then
Joseph, but he's alive.
Well, how long were you married?
Oh,
You know how many
a
years?
long time.
I don't know how many years.
But I still work. And Kenneth and them would leave, I'd come up on the house. Leave. Kenneth would get back, would get out.
now we was talking Kenneth the other day. He was telling us he used to make moonshine whiskey. Did he make a little moonshine? We talked to Kenneth the other day, and he said he used to make a little moonshine. Did
Yeah, he made a little on there.
Did you ever have him make a little?
Huh?
Did you ever have him make any?
Mm-mm.
He just made it himself.
He made his hell. I'm afraid. But I've seen the law. They take me to jail.
Oh.
Take me to Waco.
You went to jail one time?
Oh, yeah, Waco.
What for?
That, busy.
Making moonshine?
You had to go?
They found Jess down there around the washpot. They on the farm. I don't know whether he was fixing to, I guess they were fixing to that whiskey he got caught.
Gosh.
They locked him up, against the cedar. He worked his way out of that cedar. And he was gone when they got back down from our house.
Oh, they locked him up and they come on up the house.
Then he didn't make no whiskey.
They handcuffed him.
Oh, they handcuffed him.
My
They
dad was telling me about
handcuffed him
that.
to
And
a
he
cedar till
bent it over and got off.
he run off from them. They were hunting him all day long. They
Gosh.
find him where they get him. I started the land. He did, yeah, I guess he kind of laid it on me.
Uh-oh.
I was cooking dinner.
Oh, my goodness. So did they come and get you, too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Got mad because me and Jesse's daddy got loose on him.
Oh.
Mr. Hopson, Jesse's daddy, never did make whiskey, didn't drink or nothing.
Oh.
What was his name?
Sure, Dave.
Dave Hopson?
Gosh. Huh.
And that woman he lived with, the deputy said, you better sleep right close to a window. Because he told me she's dangerous, she's going to kill me.
Who was going to kill you?
That woman, not woman, but man, running.
Now, how many brothers did you have?
How many girls? 3.
How many brothers did you have?
I had one, Houston.
Houston, did you have any sisters?
Had Effie. Yeah. I did. But I didn't know him. I just was a little big girl. My mama died when I was 5 years old.
When you was 5? And what was her name?
Florence.
Florence. Did your daddy ever remarry?
No, No, said he didn't want to, but he thought too much of his wife,
Yeah.
first wife to ever marry.
So he raised y'all by himself?
Grandma stayed with him.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
about a year, I think.
What was her
Grandma
name?
used to cook. She was a good cook.
Yeah. What was her name?
But, huh?
What was her name?
Was it Sarah?
Sarah?
I believe it's Sarah.
Was that your dad's mother? Or your mother's mother?
Mother's name.
Your mother's mother?
Where did she? Daddy.
Now Kenneth he was telling us about when he got shot. Do you remember when he got shot?
Yeah, I do.
Who shot him?
Well,
Is that Miss Farmer?
see, I don't know. It's somebody waited at him at Miss Palmer's house. And he drank it, and he just always bullied.
She just shot him. Where'd she hit him at? Or where'd he get shot at?
It's a farmer's house.
But did it hit him in the face or?
Hit him in the belly. He hit it. They hit him in the neck. He filled his neck full of shots. And he got something shot in the neck. Had it pretty good. Had to take him out.
Now what was Marie's husband's name? Who did Marie?
Winchie.
Rhodes? What did he
All
do?
I ever know.
Oh, was that all? What did he do? Was he farming? Did he farm or did he run stuff? Made whiskey.
There's all whiskey makers. General and
Yeah.
But you don't think Lee Underwood ever made any whiskey?
Well, yes, I guess Lee did. I think he did. He'd come to Jesse's, the still, what do you call it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
where they was making.
Did you ever go see any of them stills?
Oh, I've been at them a lot of times.
Have
I run like a scared chicken.
Gosh.
I could made a big old long book then.
Well, when they came that time and got your husband, Jess, did they take you to Waco too at that time, or did they just talk to
No.
you? They just talked to you.
Yeah, we talked to him.
Yeah.
Now did
But
Jess?
there's one that law told me that man that taken me. I said, well, he taken me from my house with my little children. That's where I live.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't told you.
Yeah. So your kids were little kids then, huh?
Oh, this little kid. Dennis was 2 years old, I believe.
Ah.
Did you have your kids at the hospital or you have them at home?
Oh, I had him at home all the time.
Did you?
Yeah.
I bet that was rough, huh?
Lord, I'd have to go through it again.
Oh, I imagine. Yeah. People got it made now, don't they?
Yeah.
Did you ever cut any cedar post?
My God. Enough to cover Glen Rose.
You cut them?
Yeah, I couldn't.
You cut them with an axe or a saw?
Cut them with an axe. And it was sharp, too.
Wasn't it? Where did you sell them at? Who'd you sell them to?
Pete Farm.
Pete Farm. Now he run a station at where did he?
Post yard, too.
At Chalk Mountain, wasn't it?
Yeah, Chalk Mountain.
Is that how you bought your groceries, by cutting post?
Yeah.
You cut posts with an axe yourself?
Yes, sir. I got to where I could beat my husband, chopping post.
Oh,
He was good at it.
gosh.
Who's some of the older people in Glen Rose about your age? Do you know any of them now?
I guess I do. One died here a while back. She was John Wesley's wife.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And there's a man in here now that used to know me. He come this evening. Talked to me a long time. Now he still sees about me and rolls me.
Yeah, well that's good.
His wife died. He married Stella McCoy.
Stella McCoy.
Frank McCoy's daughter.
Well, we're going to cut this off now. I'm just going to say that it's October the 8th, 1993, and this is Effie Hopson,
Yeah.
Robert's granny.
Yeah.
Bye, Effie.
They find out that thing
Hey, it got you.
Yeah, we went down to the
Yeah, I
rest
got
home.
you.
And
Well, what does it make them right now, or?
Well, it'll take a picture and then we can go home and play it back on our TV.
Oh,
VCR.
On VCR and it'll play back as a movie.
you left that on?
Yeah, I just left it on there.
Oh.
It-
May take me a whole lot of money.
Well, that's okay. That's what we want.
We went down the other day and Ken set up a moonshine steel and we looked at it.
Yeah, but he had that in the parade. He rode back the trailer with it. I guess y'all was there and seen all that. Now that's the best parade is Glen Rose ever put on.
It
It's
was.
the best of them. That's about as good as I am in Fort Worth.
It was very nice.
Cleveland.
It sure was.
I bet you had to go to Cleveland to get that, did you? That camera?
I think they can
Oh, it's Becci's.
Yeah, I bought it off of somebody at work. It's been several years ago.
Yeah.
Got it second-handed.
We went down to Lee Underwood's old places.
You did.
What did Lee used to do a long time ago?
Oh, he is a farmer. He raised cotton and corn and everything. Raised the prettiest corn you ever seen. And that cotton was what brought in his money for the winter and everything. Raised the cotton big.
Well, we noticed he had a lot of old farm equipment
Yeah.
out there and stuff.
Yeah.
And we found a deal down there that had long blade looking deals on it. Was on a wheel. Was that a combine or something?
I don't
We
know.
couldn't
I never
figure out.
have been down. The old house is about fell in, eh?
Yeah. Now did he always live right there?
Yeah.
Was he married?
Lee Underwood?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's married to Annie West down here, Ruby Roy Taylor's wife's sister. Annie was Mama's first cousin. And he might have made a little whiskey a long time ago. I know he made some to drink. I bet he made some to sell there. Knowing him, he had money.
Now when we went down there, we crossed all them little creeks. How did they get out there when all them creeks got up?
They just waited and let it run down. The only way they could get in there. See, they had to wait when that big creek was up.
What's the name of that big creek? Has it got a name?
Not really. That's where Roy got his name, White Blood. That's what they call it, White Blood. So I guess he might have made some whiskey. I don't know what to say.
We went a while ago up
They
there.
raised their garden.
Did they?
Yeah, they raised.
Now how old was Lee when he died?
Oh, he was close to 90, I imagine. He's way up there.
Did he go to rest home before he died, or did he live out there?
No, he lived down there till nearly till he died. They had to take him to the hospital. He died in 2 or 3 days after taking him forward.
So he lived at home the whole
He
time?
lived at home the whole time. He was lucky to stay there that long.
Now, it didn't look like his old house had water in it, did it? Wasn't that old
No,
well?
that's pump well there. You see that little
Yeah.
pump on it?
Yeah.
Bruni said he didn't know. He thought that well could be dry. He didn't know whether it was or wasn't. I bet it ain't. If it's very deep, it's not dry.
I wonder why they don't get them old beds and stuff out there and save them old beds.
I don't know. I don't know why they don't save all that stuff. I guess they just hate to throw it away or something. Don't want to sell it. He might give it to you to get it out of the way if you want to.
Well, there's a bed in there. I'd give anything
I'd love
to
to
have.
buy, yeah.
Won't you take it?
I told Robert to. Said he was.
lot of that old stuff, well, nearly everything they had was old time stuff. Furniture stuff.
Yeah.
And somebody else we talked to the other day was Paul Bone. Now, was there a Howard that lived here behind y'all? His son robbed the Meridian Bank. Do you remember that?
Meridian Bank. Well, that's Jim Howard's boy, wasn't it?
Right. Did he live?
See, his name was Bobby Howard.
Bobby Howard. Did he live up here somewhere?
No, he just come in to see Johnny and them. I imagine Johnny Howard, he lived up there where John B. lived.
Johnny Howard lived where John B.
Yeah, and that Howard boy went up there, and you never seen like a laws come in here all around. They went in at that place, one car right after another, and they got him right there. Caught him.
So y'all seen all the law when they come in there?
Well, we seen all the cars. We couldn't tell whether there's laws or what against most of them. And then that's the one killed himself in the jail. One. How did he die?
I don't.
I didn't heard that.
Now Paul hadn't told us that. He just told us
That it was one of the Howard boys.
Yeah, and it was Bobby Howard. What'd you call his name, Holger?
I think his name was. No, was it Bobby? We know him real well. I did, but the boy, I talked to him before he got killed. Or I think he killed himself though. Down there in the jail, maybe.
Well, Kenneth was at the house the other night and we filmed him, and he told us one. Carl Ice. Now, you and Wenchy was there when Carl shot his.
Right there.
Oh my gosh.
He was in, had a little side room. It's kind of a sleeping porch like, and he was standing in the door of that and the kitchen when he shot him. And I think he first told Wenchy, he told him, Wenchy was trying to get him to let him have the gun, you know. And he said, no, get on the way. He said, don't say nothing or something like that, I'll shoot you or something of it. He said, Wenchy just walked off, see. And he come through the house with that gun. I believe he shot him a time or two. And me and my kids, we started running and got out and got on the highway and come on to the house foot, see. We didn't want to be in all that. I didn't. One bullet like to hit one of my kids. I believe it was Betty.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
see. Yeah, it was Betty or Mickey one of them. And he just didn't want to live no longer because he'd, you know, had trouble and everything. They did all the time. Hurt him. I guess he just tired of life, you know, like he had to live. And it, Wenchy, that like killed Wenchy when he killed himself. I mean,
Were they good friends?
yeah, he just turned the gun on himself, shot him. He's gone right then. But Wenchy never got excited or nothing, want to be scared or nothing. He just stood back there by him and said, Carl, please don't do that.
And what did he do? Put it up to his head, or?
Yeah, he shot himself in the head. Seemed like it's in the temple, I believe. That's where he shot him. Been so long ago.
And his wife was there and everything?
Oh, yeah, and his sister-in-law, I think he was after her, too. Lynette. And Roy Ice's wife. He shot that gun, I know, when she was running through the house there. And little old Peanut, I felt so sorry for him. He sat at the table crying. He scared him, you know.
Oh, Peanut was there too?
Yeah, in the baby chair. He was in the high chair.
So that was Peanut Ice's daddy.
Yeah. No, that was Peanut's, Carl was his uncle.
Oh.
Yeah. Own uncle.
Roy Ice was Peanut's
Yeah,
dad.
Peanut's daddy.
But Peanut was there in a high chair when it happened.
Yeah, he was there in that little feller is eating. Well, Lynette was eating too, you know, there at the table. And all of them was. And so Annie Merle run. She run like everything. Got out of that house because she didn't knew he was going to get hurt.
Now, what about, they had a daughter,
Jerry,
Carlene.
Carlene.
Now, was she there too?
No.
Oh,
Let's see. Yes, she was too, somewhere around there. I don't notice where Lily come down and she is just running. She got out, I don't know whether she is walking down here or what. She's running and crying. And that all happened.
So that Carl was Roy's brother.
Brother,
And
yeah.
that was a.
And they had one named Audrey too. Audrey.
Uh-huh.
Audrey Ice, that's the middle boy.
Okay.
And he got killed in a car wreck.
Oh.
Yeah. He might have lived there too.
Well, how come he did it with all them people there, I wonder?
I don't know. We can't figure that out. Why he done that. Lily run across the street, across the highway, and she was just screaming. You could hear her everywhere.
And that's the mother.
That's the mother. And she was screaming, going to Mr. and Miss Howard to tell them, you know.
So Lily, that was Lily Ice?
Lily's the mother.
So Lily and Jim were Carl Ice's mom and dad.
That's right.
Where was this at? Where did it happen?
In Carl's house.
Where was this house at?
Well, there where David Brown them lives in it.
Oh, right
There
down
were a
here.
house, another house that was different.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where.
Crossroads.
Yeah, Crossroads is where it was. I don't guess there's ever been a story unless, I don't know whether Betty wrote up one or I don't think she did. But, what you call Wannabe and Juanita, they were writing them all the time, you know, stuff like that.
So in Crossroads, you had Carl Ice lived here,
Yeah.
Pete Stewart,
Frank Howard, old man Howard, John Gatewood,
then y'all lived here.
yeah.
Y'all always lived here?
No, we lived down there in an old house.
Right, but here on this land?
Yeah, on this land, it's still same land.
Well, did Winch ever make any whiskey?
Yeah, made lots of it.
Did?
Made right out in that brush sometimes. One had one still, him and Carl did in the cellar.
Gosh.
And it was, you know, awful. In it back then.
That was back in the Depression, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
and people killing themselves. So there's a lot of them kill themselves on that dreading that depression.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they didn't want to do it out. See, the younger generation wasn't used to of doing out a lot of things, and it didn't bother us. I had one dress to wear for Sunday and every day, and you're well, for Sunday anyway, just that one dress.
Yeah.
And the kids, I sewed for them on the sewing machine and made little dresses out of these pretty feed sacks.
Flour sacks.
We had a bunch of chickens, and I made them clothes, made them some pretty little dresses out.
Yeah.
That was Mickey and Marlene.
Now, how old was you when you and Winch got married?
I was 19, and he was 22 or 3, somewhere along there.
Now, that his family lived at Walnut. didn't they?
Walnut Springs.
How did you and him meet?
I don't know how we got to knowing each other. I think it was he got to coming up and drinking with Daddy. He drank all the time. He was drunk every time he'd go anywhere. And he wondered why I didn't drink. And I told him why. No, he'd kill me if I drank very much.
Now, Winch, you told me and David Olson one time, I think I asked you about it, that you'd been off working and you brought the kids in and him and somebody cooked up an armadillo.
Yes, I know all about that now. I got mad. I got on the warpath that evening. I come in. Well, him and Willis cooked a blamed armadillo, and they said, well, we got you plenty to eat. Here's some meat. Cooked here in the pot. And Willis was just a dying lady. And I said, oh, now, I said, that's a darn possum or armadillo or something y'all cooked there trying to get me to eat that. I said, I'm not about to eat.
Did you eat any of it?
No,
You didn't trust him,
no,
huh?
I didn't trust them. They was just dying lady. Lots of things happened back in them days.
So now, how many kids did y'all have?
Me and him, well, we had 4. And he had a girl by his first wife, and it died. Yeah. She lived over long, his first wife.
So your girl's names are what?
Huh?
Your kid's name?
Rhodes, Marlene, Mickey, Betty, Lobella.
Four girls.
Now, Lobella's the youngest.
Yeah.
Who's the oldest?
Marlene. She'll be 53 or 54. I don't know which in October. It's October now. She's got a birthday coming up now.
Now, how old are you now?
Well, I'm 65, 75 now. I'm just trying to cheat myself out of my age.
I was going to say now, Marie, I know you're older than 65.
Now, we was
Yeah,
talking.
me and your mama.
Yeah.
Nanny told us a while ago she had all you girls at home. Do you remember? You was the oldest one, right?
I was old.
So do you remember when she had Mama and Kenneth at home or anything?
Oh yeah, I remember. I didn't remember much about Joe, but I remember about the boys being born. And yeah, she had 2 boys and 3 girls. What she had. So I don't remember too much about them. Kenneth was the prettiest little old baby you ever seen.
Was he?
Yeah, a picture of him somewhere here. And he was a pretty kid.
Did you help take care of the younger ones?
Yes. Joe, I like 2 days being 16 years older than her, and I had to rock her all the time Mama been cooking dinner, you know. She had me sit down to rock her and rock Joe. And said, why, take me bye-bye. She called it bye-bye, the rocker. And she was spoiled too, Joe was. I sat in that rocker and rocked her all the time.
Now, what did Paul Jess? Did he work anything? Just make moonshine?
Well, he just made moonshine and raised most of the living, you know. We helped him raise it. Us kids did. We'd work in the field just like little old grown people would. And,
Did you chop toast with them and all
chop
that?
post? I chopped post.
Effie was talking about a while ago about her chopping toast with an axe.
Oh, I did too. That's what Billy and me chopped with the axe. Of course, they didn't have no chainsaws then. They couldn't get them anyway.
Couldn't afford them.
Couldn't afford them. Yeah,
Now, did he ever go to the pen for moonshine?
yeah. He went to pen 3 times. He went when he lived with his first wife. He got some good time. Got some good time. And I think he went for 5.5 months the last time. He was living me and went 3 times. And I tried to keep him out of prison. And I tried. One evening down here, drove 2 men up with neckties on. I know this something, you know, lost some kind.
They had neckties on.
Oh
You knew
my
something
God!
was up.
And he said, them men wants a half-gallon of whiskey. I said, men foot, them's laws. Leave them alone. And he would not do it. Now, he just went, oh, shut up your mouth now. I'm going to sell it. I said, well, you're fixing to get yourself in jail. And sure enough, he did. He's a federal man.
Oh my God.
And I made twice that he's trying to sell to that man and wouldn't listen to me. See, and he wouldn't have went 2 times to prison. I tried to keep him out. And I said, why, you couldn't get me to sell them devils nothing. I said, why, there's pure D laws. And they was, too. He went and they come back after him. Carried him to jail.
What did you do? What did you do, you know, when he was in prison? How did you live?
Well, I brought
with the kids?
Brought the welfare off the kids.
Okay.
Got by that, you know, that we thought we just had plenty to eat.
Yeah.
And so, let me see, there's another deal there. Oh no, we lived down there in that house, and that I made my living out of that chopping post, and, you know, doing that, like going over there and chopping. And I don't know what, this food around, you know, wasn't much to do back in them days.
Yeah.
So you chop posts, you chop them and somebody haul them out for you?
But Kenneth, knowing his mom and daddy, I guess mostly Kenneth wouldn't do much. He wouldn't do much then. He had Big Mama out her post chopping money to go buy beer. She said, I ain't gonna buy you no more of that old beer. No more, said, you ain't gonna get no more money. And there was something else that's funny too. Oh yeah. I tried to keep him out of prison another time too, and he would not. I couldn't keep him. Yeah. He just go ahead and send it to him, see, and he blamed me for it.
Oh.
And I was the one trying to keep him out all the time. And he went 3 times while he's living with me. And he went 1 time when he's living with his first wife. She was a blonde-head woman.
Oh, yeah.
Tall, slim, blonde-head lady.
She's still alive?
I don't know. They did live down around Hillsburg. She might have died.
What was her name?
Davis. That was her last name. But then there's some more things in there too. But I swear I forgot about, I guess. It's been so long ago. Oh, we had a big blackberry patch, and we had big sweet potato patches, big bean patches. We had her living there.
So you ate what you grew,
Yeah.
and then did you sell some of that too, or did you just?
No, but that was when Daddy and Mama, you know, was the way they had to make a living. So they didn't sell any of it. Mama candy.
But you had plenty of sweet
Plenty,
potatoes and
yeah.
black. Sometimes is that all you had to eat?
No,
though?
I
What was
had
that?
orange potatoes. We raised, Daddy raised a whole wagon load bed of orange potatoes.
Oh,
All you stacked on the wagon.
gosh.
And had all that to eat, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the living out and everything, so we had plenty to eat.
Did y'all like
Back
raise
then,
chickens?
I didn't have a whole lot to eat here. Yeah, I raised a bunch of chickens here. I raised 200 to 300 here.
So you had eggs and you cooked,
Yeah,
you
and
killed
fried
the chickens and stuff?
Put them up.
Yeah.
Mama had fried chicken.
Yeah.
Save it for Sunday, she did. Save
Yeah.
the chicken for Sunday dinner.
Did y'all have an old car when you lived at home, or did you go to town by wagon?
No, we went in the Model 8.
Unload?
Well, I think I had rode in, Uncle Oscar and Daddy both had a Model T piece, each one of them did one time. And they get pretty tipsy on drinking liquor. And here we'd go. We went down through the pasture going to Uncle Jim's, you know, they were going to have a baptizing down there one time on the creek.
Jim who?
Jim West. You know, Uncle Jim West. His mama's own uncle.
Okay.
And then his great uncle of mine.
Now, he lived up there on Shaky Springs, didn't he?
Yeah, and they had that big baptizing. And I don't know whether we stayed up. No, we didn't stop there at their house that evening when we was going. Uncle Oscar got drunk. And that Model T, and he stopped it out on the side of a creek, you know, down there at the crossing, and the water was deep there. And he was sitting there in the car, and he'd go a little ways, and he'd stop. And then Jesse said, Oscar, get this car stopped. Stop it, we were going off in that hole of water, you know.
Now who was Oscar?
That was Mama's sister's husband.
Okay.
He's dead now.
Well, Oscar, what was his last name?
Oscar Farm.
Oscar Parham. And what was the wife's name? Aunt what?
Oh, that's Mama's sister,
Sister?
Jessie.
Jessie? Oh, she had a sister named
Yeah,
Jessie?
Jessie. She lived in Stephenville.
Now, Effie couldn't remember, tell us, how many brothers did she have?
Oh, Mama.
She
She had Houston.
Houston, and she had how many sisters?
Just ain't Jessie.
That was it.
And people had to raise them, see, over the country here, around different. Old man Frank McCoy lived out on the other side of Glen Road, raised Houston. He from a little baby. Their mama died, see, when this little bitty thing.
Effie said her mother died when she was 5.
5, yeah, she is 5, and Jessie was 3, and Houston was little bitty baby he.
Oh.
So they wasn't really together, different people raised them.
Just different people. Now Miss Abby Hammock, George Hammock's wife there in Chalk Mountain, she kept Mama named Jessie for a while. She didn't keep Houston. I guess he is down there for boys. He was taking care of them.
Well, did her mother die? Did the mother die giving birth to Houston?
No, I think I don't know what killed her. Mama told me what killed her. It seemed like his, oh my God, I can't think of what it was now killed her. You know, they didn't know back
Yeah,
then days
yeah.
anyway.
So and her name was Florence.
Florence.
Okay, so she has a sister named
That's Uncle
Jessie.
Jim and Uncle Bob West. That was their sister. Mama's mother was their sister.
Okay, Jim West and Bob West.
Yeah.
Who was their mother, daddy?
You mean
His mom, her mother's mother, daddy, Florence and Jim and Bob's mother, daddy.
well, let's see.
What West were they? Which would be your great grandparents.
Great grandparents. Yeah.
You know who they were?
God, I don't know. I can't think right now.
Yeah. Think about it. So
That's a crazy thing.
So her sister Jessie and Oscar.
Uh-huh.
Okay, y'all were going to the baptizing, and he was drunk.
Yeah, he was
In the
drunk
creek.
going down through there. And he's running over. She said, "Look out, Oscar. You're going to hit a tree there."
Now, were you in the car with them?
I think I was in the car with them. Us kids is all little like.
Oh.
And,
Well, what was he doing drinking, going to a baptizing?
well, he didn't know he was going to have to go.
Oh.
No, and he just got too much drink. He liked to drink. He liked his whiskey.
Gosh.
I tell you, it's a show back them days. Things was it went on. We think it's real funny to see it again. Oh, but somebody killing themselves.
Well,
That
no.
way.
Now, Oscar, what was his last name again?
Parm.
Parm.
P-A-R-H-A-M.
Okay.
That's Elvis up here. He lives up here. That's his
Uh-huh.
own uncle.
Okay. Okay. Oh, gosh.
He might tell you a lot of things. Elvis, he stays around the house there all night.
Who was Elvis? Tom Parm
He's
was
Tom.
Elvis's daddy.
Yeah, Tom was. Nail. His mama's name Nail.
Yeah.
I think they're all here.
Now, Oscar Parm, what kin was he to Pete Parm?
Brothers.
Brothers?
Uh-huh.
Oscar and Pete were brothers.
Yeah, and Tom, Willie, is Willie Parm.
Okay.
Seemed like
That's
this-
the one married to Sis. My Tommy Ruth and Harold. You know,
Yeah.
my sister
Uh-huh.
and brother-in-law from Stephenville.
Yeah.
Now Harold's sister Sis was married to Willie Parm.
Oh,
Do you know Sis Parm?
Well, her name is,
no.
gosh, I don't even know her name.
You
Her real
Willie
name.
real good, but I don't.
Did you ever know his wife?
Willie's wife?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the first wife. How many times was it?
Well, gosh, I don't know.
Well, she was a man and woman lived here, and they had a big family. Somewhere around here close, but I can't think of their name.
Now, I think the one that was married that's kin to my brother-in-law, she was a Pittman.
That was it.
Well, they lived in Walnut.
He lived married Pittman.
Okay, that's my,
Olivia Pittman.
Olivia, that's right,
Yeah.
that's her name.
Yeah.
That's my brother-in-law's sister.
Oh,
Harold,
yeah.
married to Tommy Rude.
Huh.
You've met him up there at the house.
Oh,
I
wow.
imagine you talked to him up there.
Probably.
We better go so I can read the work.
Yeah, Robert's gonna go to work.
Well, y'all need to hurry. I'm enjoying telling those tales
well,
about.
hey.
That is all the truth I told.
We'll be back. We
But
will.
you know, I couldn't think of anything just a few days.
Got out of the truck, run off. The rest of the ball went.
Effie, look up there at Becky.
Hey, Effie.
Oh, there's there. Wave at Becky. Wave at
I'm
her.
taking your picture.
Look at her, Nanny. Take me
She
picture.
says, I already looked at her.
There, Daddy.
We'll be taking them all night, so
I went to Cleveland and got my
this
hat.
is my new toy.
What do they charge for reshaping them?
Well, he told me $3, and I went in there in George's today. He said $3. I said, all right. I'll see you tomorrow. And I called him, woke up, and he said, it's ready. And I went back over and got there. I started writing the check, and he said, no, it's shop for
What about?
What's the matter? They said, don't you knock it, mate?
I thought he did a good job.
I found out the minute dance floor was
What'd you do with your other video camera? Did you trade it in?
No, I've still got it. I'm gonna let the boys
Take it to the...
share it over.
What'd you do, get a new one?
Yeah,
That was a lot easier.
Pissed off.
I've got,
Forgot that you had that one.
yeah, I have,
That's the one there. Tiffany, you need to settle down.
yeah, she's,
Come on in. Johnny never went over to the drugstore to get some film. He and Joe did.
Brittany, you and Tiffany come over here by this Christmas tree and let me take y'all's picture in y'all's pretty little dresses. Turn yourself around, for gosh sake. Quit squunching up. Stand up straight. Brittany. Oh, never mind. Never mind. How's it going?
3 chains down there. And it cut like everything.
I'll tell you what, that 26 has been overhauled, and that 25 outcoated got one. The 26 is good, because it's wearing down.
Say cheese, don't get your picture.
Still sore like it did today, but I want to bring you. I ain't got it yet, I paid the $100 for it. You can take it off. I ain't paid for the word.
Yeah, go
Hello. The camera. I still do that. Thank you watching.
Jonathan, one of these days, when you get a girlfriend, when you're about 17, you're not going to want to... Well, I'm filming the other people, too. Little ham.
Oh, which one?
Hey, look at Joe.
Oh, where?
Look at Joe. Look at Joe.
Hey,
Look up there, Joe.
hey, here you go.
Hi, you be
You can come and chew it in, okay?
What'd you get the camera?
I got some
Well,
down
you
there.
eat ice cream.
That big ring, I got
She did. Well, those are really cute.
$134? What happened to it?
I don't know.
Do the moves. Copy me, okay?
I left it at a certain place and when I went back, it's gone.
Huh.
Huh?
Here? Did you have it here?
No. I couldn't come this way. I don't know much what I'm trying to do.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, that won't make the time.
Yeah. Huh? I don't know.
Okay, let's go and have a party.
All right.
Tiffany, Brittany. Y'all come over here and see.
We're not hungry. I want that.
Hey, Kenneth, Robert, Dad,
Brittany.
Cody, Cody.
Here's what Lisa said.
What are you doing?
Didn't Lisa tell y'all to come here and sit down? Well, it don't matter. If Lisa told you to come sit down, then that's what you need to do. Because we got to sing happy birthday. And
Back up. Get up here by me.
Effie, look up.
Nate, look over there, Mama, and back in.
Effie.
Got cameras on
How old are you today, Granny?
99.
you. Lisa asked you how old you are today.
99.
Oh,
99. Said a while ago she felt 40.
Look here, Mama.
Right.
Come there.
Hey,
Get out.
here you go. Wait a minute. You want that flash, didn't you? No, Robert said didn't have to.
Oh, he has to. As long as there's enough light.
So why don't you and Kenneth get over there by your mama and let me take her. Get y'all in there with her. Take the picture.
What does this mean? Let me get one more.
here, Gary. Kelly says it's hardening and itching.
She's worried about her check today. She's gonna need to watch out for her check. I get to it. I get to it. Right down here.
Is that the $137 you're talking about?
I think pretty much everybody
You told
knows.
me something about that a while ago.
Robert,
Yes, she said.
you never did it.
No, I didn't meet her.
Don't take that. Let's go with it.
They've all been running from my camera.
We don't like cameras.
I said that for the longest time.
I only pose for one camera, and that's my grandmother.
I done that for the longest, baby.
Everybody remember.
Yeah, Becky, she's got a comment on video herself. When she got her land up there, she told about every rock and every tree that she
I do. I narrate all of them.
What kind of ice cream you want, Mama?
Told you that half a dude. Just like it.
You better watch it.
Don't look at me. So do not look at me.
Alright, I won't.
How about a bad hair?
Tell a joke, Cody.
I don't know no jokes, I can tell.